Yo, what is good, guys? Director What If's back at it again with another video, and today I'm going to be discussing what if Zoro from One Piece had Tomura's All for One from My Hero Academia.
Happy on the SS social, man. Loyalty over royalty, y'all niggas know the vibes.
Fuck your kill this beat, bitch.
Whoop it, bitch, I'm outside of some movie.
This brings us to the part where Zoro is fighting the captain's son. Zoro flips the chair at the captain's son, and the captain's son says, "Who dares to do this? You know I'm the captain's son." And Zoro flashes his eyes at him as the whole room starts to decay. The room starts to decay. He jumps up at the captain's son, and the captain's son is sent flying back just from the sheer pressure of his jump. And he says, "You really aren't the captain's son, huh?" And holds a sword up to the side of his head, kind of like in the anime. But Zoro isn't playing around this time. He decays his sword and turns it into a decay sword, which will be used pretty often in this series. So he slices the captain's head off, and no one can do anything about it as the entire room is decaying, only around those who are opposing him though. But the rush turning back to normal as he can control his decay at this point, because he's been training for a while. And in this universe of this what if, he isn't on that little cross thing that you see him on in the beginning of One Piece in the second episode. So he starts walking around town looking for the captain, and the captain just appears right behind him and slams him into a wall. But it doesn't do much damage as he thinks. And he gets up, and it turns out the captain's arm is decaying, and now he doesn't have an arm. So he uses his other arm, the one with that big old axe on it, and he slams him into the ground. This actually does a little bit of damage to Zoro, as Zoro starts to completely decay the entire island as hundreds and thousands of people die, including the captain. The captain and everyone die as Luffy and them start arriving to the scene. Luffy and Kobe, yes, I said that. I actually found his name. So yes, they are heading up to the island, and they find Zoro slicing up the captain, and he jumps on his ship telling him to take him home. And he says, "Well, we just came from a forest filled with a monkey. Is that his home?" And he holds his decayed sword up to his neck and says, "No, you idiot." And he says, "Do it. Slice my head off, I dare you." But he misses completely, and Luffy is able to jump up super high because of his stretchiness, because of the gum fruit. Zoro realizes who he just got on with, and Luffy is coming down from his little flight. He says that, "I am Monkey D. Luffy, and I will be the king of all pirates." As Zoro says, "Well, I'm a pirate hunter." And it's quiet for a moment as he punches Zoro across the face, sending him flying off the ship almost. But he catches Zoro out of pure likings, and he takes a liking to Zoro and says, "Will you join my crew?" And since Zoro has really nothing else to do, he says, "Sure, as long as you promise to accept me for who I want to be." And they shake hands, noting that Luffy is pretty strong in this universe, but Zoro is twice as strong as he is now. The entire island is decayed, remember that. And now Kobe thinks to himself, "I'll never become a marine officer," as the entire island is destroyed, as they start heading to another island. And this is where I start to add my own little twist. Once again, they're on the island with the monkeys and stuff that is in the Blox Fruit game on Roblox. Sorry about that if you don't know what that is. But it's on Roblox, so I'm pretty sure it's in the anime. I haven't watched up to that point yet, but they go to the island and they see a whole bunch of monkeys and gorillas. Luffy starts defeating the gorillas and monkeys easily as they all head straight for the king of all of them. Luffy notes that this battle will not be as easy as the one he previously fought. And the gorilla immediately knows who it is and punches through the door, sending Zoro flying. He's actually pretty hurt now and activates his Tomura All for One form. But shouldn't we call it Zoro All for One? I just thought of that. Well, let's call it Zoro All for One. He activates Zoro All for One to his maximum capabilities and stabs through the gorilla, the king. Well, kinda. The gorilla fakes it, and he starts laughing in that maniacal voice. that you guys hear psychopaths laughing in. And it's crazy because Zoro missed. For once in his life and at his maximum power, the gorilla slams Zoro into a nearby tree, and Luffy is sent flying just from the sheer impact. And so is Kobe. They all think that it was a horrible idea to come here, but the king is strong, yes, but he has the worst durability anyone's ever seen. Luffy does his strongest move and sends a gorilla flying, and from the stomach he is knocked out, and his soldiers get back up and they all start to come at him, but they can't understand because they're speaking in a different language, also known as gorilla language, as I would say. So Zoro decides the entire power and decides to sink the island with his entire power as he stabs the ground and it starts to decay fast. And Luffy knows that once you eat a devil fruit, and then it disables you from swimming for the rest of your life, and it makes the one that he ate makes his body turn to rubber. So they quickly head onto the boat and sail to a different island. But on the way there, Kobe is wondering what his life has amounted to. At first he wanted to be a marine, but here he is hanging out with pirates that could ruin his entire life. And he punches Luffy in the stomach, saying that coming with him was the worst option ever. And Luffy says, "Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby," and punches him back, almost sending him flying off the ship, but he catches him by his leg, which surprises everyone except for Luffy, because they thought they were really in an argument. So he pulls him back up and says, "Don't ever do that again, or you will be killed." And they arrive to the next island. And Zoro remarks that this island is the one he grew up in. This is where he lives, and he thanks Luffy for the ride. But Luffy grabs him and says, "I thought you were a part of my crew." The crew sticks together as he tightens his grip, and Zoro has to use his all-for-one power just to get away from him. And they all come up off the ship as Zoro's friend. The name is unknown to me, so I'm just gonna call her Purple Hair. Purple Hair runs up to Zoro and says hi, and Zoro says hi too, as they both shake hands and they immediately start battling. And Luffy remarks that this is kind of weird because he thought that they were friends. After the battle is over, it's even now instead of Zoro losing like in the flashback.